question everything, for the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, I just put out a video showing MALCOM X back in MALCOM X time. And, it's devastating to see and listen to MALCOM X talking back then. And we're saying the same thing now. Same thing with Martin Luther King. He's talking about how they was giving an economic floor for all the European peasants coming from Europe back then, at the same time they giving out land throughout the Midwest and the West, telling the black man and woman to pull themselves up by their bootstraps as they was giving their people an economic floor over us. And here it is today, we watching the same thing happen with the immigrants coming in and getting an economic floor of us in our own community, where the community is no longer even considered to be black communities anymore. They considered to be minorities, which is a bunch of crock. But this is the reality of being sold out by your leaders. This is the reality of voting for nothing. This is the reality of seeing somebody that has your same skin complexion and thinking all skin folks are kin folks when they're not. And in turn, keeping us in perpetual poverty based off of us not demanding any type of real true justice, not demanding any type of real true actions for our votes when we go out and vote. And at the end of the day, the only people suffering is our babies. That's who's suffering. And we running around here acting like we don't care about the babies. They sitting impoverished and we acting like we don't supposed to do nothing about it. They're going into prisons, being mass incarcerated, where they making private prisons now to lock our babies up. And we're acting like that's not an issue for our nation. Well, it is. And it's time for us to start dealing with what's really going on. It's time for us to start calling out these so-called appointed representatives that's supposed to represent our nation, that we go out and put boots and 10 toes down on the ground to get these people in the office off of our votes, and then in turn, them not doing nothing for us. We can't keep allowing that to happen. We just said Joe Biden and them lied to us to get into office, and then we turn around and we're going to put Kamala Harris in office, the same person that's already in office as the vice president, to the president who lied to us. How can we keep doing this stuff? This is what MALCOM X was just talking about in the video I just put out. This ain't MALCOM X time. This is 2024, and how he didn't prophesize this. He was fighting it back then, and we're fighting it now, and we don't get that. We got to change something in order to make something new happen for our people. Because at the end of the day, doing the same thing, walking in the same circles is a form of psychosis when you're doing the same exact thing and walking in the same circles, thinking you're going to get something different out of doing the same exact thing. You're not. That's just what it is. You got to change something. You got to be about something. You got to want something for yourself and your people. And if you don't, then just tell your children you don't care about them. Tell your grandbabies that you don't care about their future, because that's the reality of not doing nothing. We can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. When you do the same thing, you get the same result repeatedly. And in turn, you get perpetual impoverishment. You get ghetto slums and hoods that stay ghetto slums and hoods. You get degeneracy. You get ratchetness. You get things that don't move the people in a positive manner. And this is done on purpose. And if you don't call it out, then ain't nothing going to change. That's just the reality to it. These people owe us crimes against humanity, which is reparations, meaning money and land to our people, for we can liberate ourselves from the oppressors who have Holocaust, massacred, and genocide our people. This ain't a kumbaya togetherness with these folks. We're not living in some beautiful fairy tale with these folks. No, they don't like us. We number one on the federal census of ethnic hate crimes, as number one on the list to be hated in this country. And we cool with that, knowing that the federal census is there. Federal census is they know what is going on. The key is, do you care enough to make a move? Do you care enough to change something for your babies? Because that's what it's about. It ain't about me and you. We done lived our lives. We got gray hair. It's about the babies coming up under us, looking up to us to make something happen for them, to bring small businesses back to their community, to bring farms back to our community, to bring hospitals back that actually help our biology. But if we ain't gonna do nothing, then what do you expect them to be like? Rebellious to us, rebellious to the system, rebellious to everything. And in turn, the colonizers sitting there waiting to lock them up, waiting to bury them. Y'all better do something. Start holding these people accountable that you appointing to represent you as your leader. Those that you keep putting in office, giving a good, beautiful life, making them millionaires as they walk away from you on lies to not do nothing for you as they get your votes. You better change that, because if you don't change that, I guarantee these babies coming up after us is going to blame you, hold you accountable, turn their back on you. Look at you with the evil eye. Why? Because we are their nation. We are their elders. We are their parents. We are their fathers and mothers and cousins and so on. And if we ain't going to do nothing for them, then who is? Because at the end of the day, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, praise.